The Senate Committee on Army has raised concerns about irregularities in the records of the Ministry of Finance on funds appropriated to the Army by the National Assembly and the funds released by the Finance Ministry for different military operations. The committee noted that the non-release of funds appropriated to the military is a major problem for the Army in combating insecurity. Chairman of the committee, Senator Ali Ndume, expressed displeasure at the Finance Ministry's inability to give corresponding details of spending for the operations Lafiya, Dole and Haderin Daji since 2019.
If you say you have made a release of 100%, here is a letter indicating that from the time of the introduction of Operation Lafiya Dole, they have a shortfall outstanding of 50 billion. So if you are paying them 100%, how come do they have a shortage of 50 billion? They wrote a letter to me here requesting us to follow up with you.
The Permanent Secretary of the Finance Ministry, Ali Ndume, who spoke on behalf of the Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, who was unavoidably absent at the meeting, assured that the releases have been up to date, with an additional 19 billion naira release made on Wednesday.
As far as appropriation is concerned, we have released what has been appropriated to them. Number 3 there is for the Haderin Daji, 2.5 billion, which was released 100%. Number 4 there, 2020, 75 billion was appropriated, 74 billion, 74.999, only I think 2 naira was. So almost 100% was released. The current year, 100 billion has been appropriated. We have released 19.7 for the first quarter. Just yesterday, we have released 19.95. It's not there. 19,950 million. Yesterday, just yesterday. That is not there. We didn't put it because it was just released yesterday. Yes, for the second quarter. So I believe we are on course as far as releases on these operations are concerned.
The committee, however, cited inconsistencies in the records provided by the ministry.
There is need for clarification here because the summary of appropriation that we have for 2019, 2020, and 2021 reflects different figures. The capital for 2019 was only 19.6, and then here you are making releases in excess of over 80 billion. There is need for you to explain whether or not this summary table that you have submitted represents extra budgetary allocation or whether it is the main appropriation. And that is one. 2, you need also to tell us the purpose for which this money, because what is here is just a block figure. What was that figure meant for? The first release, the second release, and so on. Because there is need for us to know the object, because definitely it was an AI. So what was the purpose of that AI? What was it supposed to cover? You need to explain to this table so that we can understand and synergize with you.
The level of document we have here, I think the Permanent Secretary is yet to do justice to the document that he has given to us. For example, we have a summary page. Hello, sir. This summary page that shows the disbursement by appropriation in 2019, 2020, and 2021. That summary tends to suggest that disbursement relative to appropriation is good, based on resources that is available to the federal government. But the annotated submissions here, which details out the timing of disbursement. We need you, Mr. Permanent Secretary, to bring a correlation between your summary and how the summary was derived. Hello, sir. We need to see how this summary was derived. You need to speak to this document for 2019 and take us to the page where the schedule of disbursements for 2019 took place. At what time, what date, for what purpose, to which agency. You need to help us to understand so that we will not go out of this meeting still asking the same questions that we ought to have asked you.
Unsatisfied with the presentation by the Permanent Secretary, the Senate Committee consequently mandated the presence of the Finance Minister, the Chief of Army Staff, along with other service chiefs to appear before the committee not later than Tuesday, the 4th of May, for further clarifications.
We will concede our position and status to tell us, to ask her to give us a date when she will be here. We ask the Army, Chief of Army Staff and other service chiefs to come so that we will sit, all of us together, to now discuss this matter that is urgent, important. Because this letter that I got from the Army headquarters was delivered to me yesterday. As at yesterday, they were complaining about no funds. But coincidentally, you know, the release was made yesterday. So you can see the two. And besides that, they cannot spend money out of appropriation. These operational funds that they gave a summary of is for Operation Lafiya Dole. No, it's not extra budgetary. It's in the first line charge, isn't it? But then, even now, I still begin to query some figures, because here you have in 2019, from your record, it's 75 billion, but I know from appropriation it should be about 100 billion. So you see, these figures do not really tally until all of you are here. So we want you to give us a date, to give the clerk a date, and provide, but before then, distinguish, if that is what we need to do now, we need to do it quickly, and let them come forward. Not later than Tuesday. The ministers should choose a date between now and Tuesday, and everybody should be here, including the Director of Budget, because the supplementary budget is coming, and we need to discuss this issue comprehensively. The persons concerned, the service chiefs, will be here, and you will be here, and let's address these issues squarely. And as I said before, this is not personal, but I feel it personally, because now I've been thinking of where to go. Honestly, I'm thinking of where to go. My father was in Maiduguri. I have to take he was in the village in Goza, but because he's elderly and sick, and maybe he cannot run, I have to move him out to Maiduguri. Even Maiduguri now is not safe. And when you talk to army, it's money. And who is in charge of money? Ministry of Finance. So we will now ask you to go back, but you can answer say some things, few summary things, then go back and ask the minister. But please, tell the minister we are serious about this matter. It's not issue. I'm not saying that she cannot come here without you, because you are the PAMSEC and you will be here. But certain things, decisions that need to be taken, you know, must be in the presence of the minister. And I think we have Minister of Budget, Yes. Okay. The Director of Budget, DG Budget, should be here. And whoever has anything to do with releases and the funding of the armed forces should also be here. Tuesday is your council day, so you can't even make it.